Super Rugby 2024, folks, is just over a week away. Who are the favourites? Is it still the Crusaders, despite the fact that Razor has gone off and joined the All Blacks? What chances do the Aussie teams have? According to the bookmakers, we'll go through them and you guys can let us know your thoughts. We've got a Super Brew pool set up for Super Rugby, so if you know your predictions, join in with that one. But yeah, we're going to rank the 12 teams from bottom to the top as the bookies have them for the 2024 season. It's an interesting season because there's all kinds of coaching changes and players, left after the World Cup and whatnot. So I'm very much looking forward to it. We'll start at the bottom, and despite a new coach in Tana Umaga, Moana Pasifika predicted to not be doing a whole heck of a lot. They're going to be a bit of a nomad team this year, not having a kind of stable home stadium to play at. They're going to play games all over the shop. So, it does seem a kind of tough ask for them to get off the ground, but we will kind of have to wait and see. They were never really able to capture a regular home following at Mount Smart. Doesn't help when you tend to be at the bottom of the log. The next one is the Force. The Force of the side who suffer the most from the kind of long travel, although they do have that kind of home advantage of potentially making Perth a bit of a fortress. But at 1%, the Force are not predicted to do a heck of a lot. Maybe a little bit unfair that they've made a few good signings. But yeah, the Force are favoured to not be a playoff team in this competition. I, for one, would love to see the Force make the playoffs, but we'll kind of have to wait and see. So the Drua Force are paying $101 and the Moana Pasifika boys $201. So not predicted to do much. The Rebels, whose financial future is in a whole heck of a lot of doubt, are only marginally ahead of the two teams below them at 1.5%. More focus, I think, is going to go on their bank balance. They've apparently got 17 grand in the bank and they owe tens of millions of dollars. So the future of the Force is looking pretty hairy, to say the least. The Highlanders are the first of the New Zealand teams at 2%, not ranked to do a whole heck of a lot. Coaching changes. They got Jamie Joseph joining in as kind of like director of rugby. So we'll see what impact he can have. But yeah, 2% predicted to be the bottom of the Kiwi teams. And then the Waratahs. Waratahs kind of been going steady as she goes since Darren Coleman took over. It'd be nice to see them kick on and take it to that kind of next level, but it's been a challenging start. I mean, he took over the Waratahs in a pretty bad place. So, yeah, 3% chance. Bit of a turnover in the squad as well. We will see what the future looks like for the men from Sydney. And then two teams in at 4%. The Reds and the Drua. The Reds have got a new coach with Les Kiss taking over. And the Drua will be looking to, continue a bit of early success. I think the Drua have been, since the establishment of Super Rugby Pacific, I think the Drua have been far and away the biggest success story of the competition. So both those sides at 4%, paying $21. Not really predicted to challenge for a title, but given that how many teams make the playoffs in Super Rugby Pacific, you would expect both of those sides to be there or thereabouts. Now, get onto the side of the board, which we can kind of consider more like the favourites. The top-ranked Aussie team is the Brumbies. They've got a bit of coaching stability with Stephen Larkham. They've been the best of the Aussie sides for a number of years now, so that does not really surprise greatly, paying $10, 8%. For the Brumbies to get it done. The Hurricanes, the men from Wellington, 10% chance. So getting into decent kind of double-figure numbers. Now at this point, also a coaching change for them. So we'll see what Laidlaw can get done with his new squad. Blues, my Blues, are the third favourites. Leon McDonald obviously having left. We got Stern Vern in charge. So 15% for the Blues. That leaves last year's finalists, the Chiefs and Crusaders, who play in the opening match next week, Friday, which is going to be a cracker, just FYI. Who is the favourite? Is it the Chiefs or the Crusaders? I was going to say the Blues. It's not the Blues. It is the Chiefs. Chiefs are the second favourites next, and then that makes the Crusaders, as kind of always, despite the fact there's no Razor, and a bit of a turnover with the squad. The Crusaders are the favourite, 23% and 28% respectively. So Crusaders paying $2.75, the Chiefs $3.25. So not much between them at the bookies. Remember, keep these odds where they should be, and that they are just bookmakers' kind of implied probabilities. But yeah, 51% on the Chiefs or Crusaders, so half the chance that one of those two top teams is gonna take everything out. 66%, so 2/3 if you include those top three teams. So the other 9 teams not predicted to have too much of a chance. But hey, like I said, it's a new season. We got a bunch of new coaches. We got a bunch of players coming in, a bunch of players going out. So if there's a time for some change and a bit of uncertainty, maybe this is it. It could keep things kind of fresh. I really hope Super Rugby Pacific can kind of kick on and capture the hearts and minds of the people, because I don't know if it's done it quite just yet, but we'll kind of have to wait and see. Some of the games are going to be on free-to-air here in New Zealand, which is, I think, a step in the right direction. But anyway, you guys let us know your thoughts. How do you reckon the Super Rugby odds are looking? Who would you be backing to win it? Do you think the Crusaders, even without Razor, will keep trucking on? Or do you think it's time for a change? You guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See ya.